Hi everybody, Brian here for quantlabs.net. Today I'm going to show you the first 24 hours regarding this latest trading bot, which is pretty well getting changed all the time. But I'm trying to figure out if and when I should stop doing that. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, all you got to do is just try out this website here, quantlabs.net/algo. Sign up for the limited copies that we got for a bunch of books, some of the technical secrets in algo trading. And you'll learn all this fun stuff. So earlier today, I posted this blog or this post here on or video on YouTube. Persistence will get you a winning algo trading bot. So I've been working on this for about 2 days. You can go through this about watching me ramble on for half an hour on this if you want. But here's the results 24 hours later. And this is the balance of being persistent, but at the time of when you need to stop working on your bot so that you can let the bot prove itself. Because I've been doing this enough to know if you're consistently winning, even though it's a tiny profit, once you know that you can, with confidence, be able to do that, then you start to scale up your bot trading sizes, the quantities that you're willing to trade. Because the more you do it and your bot doesn't win all the time and you scale up in big positions, you'll have a pretty high probability you will blow out your account. So just to let you know where we're at, if you go under the quantlabs.net slash or store, we are going to be winding down a 3-year term on the elite service. So everything I've talked about in this video as well went through that, where we're going, and I'm pretty excited with it. Regulation protection, looking for consistent ways to obviously profit, and sharing the results to all of my elite members. So the 3-year term is going to come to an end. It's roughly $333 times 3 for 3 years. So if you're interested in that, in the next day or two, I'll be winding it down. You got in the store here on quantlabs.net. Click on either, if you want it right away, join Elite membership and you're pretty convinced everything's good. If not, you can also click here for the Quant Elite membership to get a full detailed picture of what you get. Now, coming back to the persistence and when and where do you make changes to your bot, I just want to show you what we've got operating here. This is the database, okay? This is the latest database using Redis Desktop Manager. If you are familiar with the Python course I do this stuff, I teach it. We got some pretty persistent people building some pretty amazing stuff right now. And this is what we got. We have on the watch list 22 positions trading on Binance in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've also explained earlier in 2 videos on why you want only crypto as it stands. It's easy to get into, not a lot of money. You're not really limited a whole lot like the futures market, or you don't have to worry about, as far as I could tell, is your broker going to screw you like in Forex? And I've whittled it down to all these different markets in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've got 3 positions open last night, waiting for them to get closed up. And here is the actual bot in its full glory. So here I've talked about this. This is what I stated earlier, why you want to get in a crypto. Look at that move. Yesterday or earlier this morning, it was about a 50% move with this Tezos. Now, in the last hour, it's up 4.91%. Cosmos is up 2.27%. Yet we have still 2 coins, XRP and BSV, which may be up here. XRP is Ripple, so it's not doing all that well. But the losses it's taking is not so great where it's going to close out the position with a loss. That's why the positions are open now for over 24 hours. And this is where I'm like letting the thing run. Let's see where it ends up. But the Bitcoin has been just not going anywhere over the last 24 hours. but it still hasn't closed out the position. So there's a new change I can add, but I'm just going to let this thing run and see where it goes. Okay, but again, a big reason is for these kind of moves. 12% in the last 24 hours, and it was up over 50%, or pretty close, and 4.91% last hour. Cosmos, which is Atom, has been up 2.27% and 5.545%, even though everything else is getting clobbered pretty bad. So there's always some star performer out there at any given time. So this is the question you ask yourself. At what point do you make changes to the bot? Well, with the Python and with this course that I have in the Elite, which is really helpful, where you get 6 courses or access to them for $300 a year. It's a steal. But this one here, Evolution of Zero to Hero, shows you the debugging skills that really helps you identify the patterns and be able to take on positions without the worry of losses. And that's why this bot will not trade Tezos or Cosmos, because right now, how I set it up, now I can dynamically set it up, but it's hard set where it's missed out on these opportunities. But if I was smart enough, I could make the bot a lot more intelligent to be able to pick up these trades. And one way to do that is say just trade if that coin has a percent move of over 2%, let's say. Okay, because then you know, just take it, because chances are it has a very strong momentum. And right now, both these coins, Atom and XTZ, have very strong momentum for the last 24 hours. So that should be hopefully a bet that I won't say is guaranteed, but you never know. So I built the bot in a way, and I show again these skills in the Python course, how to report all the different technical analysis indicators that you get minute by minute, showing you numbers, not charts, not lines, none of that crap. You need to see actual numbers. What's up, what's down. That's important. If you have a certain set of time periods that are up, that means you have strong momentum for that, which means chances are you have a strong, profitable opportunity in front of you. If it's choppy, where it's up, positive a certain amount, negative, and so forth, chances are if you do take on a position at any time, depending upon the number of negative moves, you could probably have a high probability that that position may go negative on you. And again, you can use things like Fibonacci levels or ATR to set your exit levels. In this case, I've talked about in that video I showed you here how I'm finding Fibonacci levels catch the exit opportunity, the profitable exit opportunity, more consistently than ATR. Go figure. Just depends upon the ATR level that you want. Again, when you look at this time and time again, as long as I have, you get to see those patterns. So let me show you the results. So here in a text file, we're reporting number of sells and buys. So I'm going to show you that. And this helps you determine when do you make modifications to the bot or when you don't, because you got to find your happy place, your balance on when to make changes and when not to make changes. Right now, I'm not making changes. I'm going to show you why. These are the sort of things I look for. So right now, as I said, I've got two items I'm looking for: selling and buying. These are positions, bought and sold. And we're grepping them, filtering them out of this text file. And then I can pipe them into this other new file called out33. So if I edit out33, it'll tell me exactly what's going on. Now, I can build more sophisticated reports if I want, but for now, I'm just keeping it real basic, really simple, and a couple things I do. And again, I show this in the course here, in the Elite, under here, this one, Evolution Zero to Hero Trading Strategies. This is how I'm able to find patterns. This is what I found. So, in the report, we have our pair being bought and then being sold. Okay? I have trading rules to keep everything simple. It only allows one pair to be open at one time. So these 3 pairs that I mentioned here that have been open for 24 hours, these will not get traded or be put on a watch list, but they won't have new positions. And the reason for that is because these guys got to close first, and this is for analytical purposes. Now, if you have a winning bot and you want you're very confident with it, one tip I can give you is if you want your returns to multiply from 1-2% a day to 10 or 20% a day, get rid of that restriction, because then you're putting on a lot more positions on when they're profitable, and you know that when they close and when they exit, they'll be winners. And that's just one way to guarantee your profit to exponentially grow. And I've done that before between December and April, between BNB and Litecoin. Look up the charts for that time period between December and April, May. All right, so we have 3 positions that are bought, XRP. Now here we have XRP in Ethereum, XRP in Bitcoin, and BSV in Bitcoin. They're still open. They've not been closed, but there have been further positions added. So what I look for here, this is the price that's selling at. The buy is at this price, okay? So what we're doing here is we're measuring our ATR, which is valuable, but from what I'm testing lately, the Fibonacci levels are doing better. I've talked about that in the past. And then what I also do is a new one, is averaging out the momentum and averaging out the ROCP on those moves. That's a rate of change in percent. So these are just straight up momentum and the length of the momentum. You could also do linear regression. You could do slope if you want. I just like momentum. It's just better. Same with ROCP, rate of change. And this is the rate of change of price in the last whatever timing. I do hour and 1 minute. Here, these averages are 1 minute data. And again, this is just experimentation. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm telling you how I do it and what I'm seeing. So this is over a certain amount of time. This is over 6 minutes, this average. So as long as I know this is positive and the ROCP is positive, then that tells you 6 minutes have been positive price action. If it's negative, then it's negative price action, which means that will go against you. So simple thing is, if you look for ROCP last 6 minutes or 5 minutes on minute data for momentum, same with ROCP, again, rate of change percent, and you have a negative down moving average, why would you take the trade? It means it's in a downward move. You want to do the opposite and only take the ones that are positive. So when you look at here, these 2 positions here, bought last night, 11:06, 19:24 the time, you have the 2 prices. So I always try to match up the course, and this is why I have that trading rule, 1 position at a time, so it forces a buy and it forces a sell. So here we have a sell. What we're looking for is the sell. Obviously, it has to be higher than the buy. So here you can see not a lot, but it's higher. And same with this one as well. And yeah, so we do another buy. Okay, 1627.18. It's higher, so it means we have profit. Now here's the question you got to ask yourself, and I'm still at this point. This is market data at the time. These are the latest prices at that time. So because we're dealing with the precision going into not the 8th, just very precise. Will the commission eat into that? That's the question. Or what about slippage is another big concern. And this is where I get really dicey and think, out of all the crypto exchanges in the world, a lot of them are corrupt. The only one that I would hope hope that's not doing this is Binance. So if I put this live money in, and this is no longer theory, where I take it from theory to live money, and it's still, in my case, saying, am I going to make money here? And I should, even though it's tiny amounts, I should be able to after the commission. If I can't, no matter what I do, no matter what I trade from analyzing stuff, it's a very hard game to master. Could be a lot of reasons. Binance could be cheating me, could be slippage, it could be my end, but let's get real. I'm a perfect programmer. Ha ha ha. So these are things that I look for currently in this condition. Am I making money on these sales? So here we have a buy. XRP Ethereum is a sell higher. Yes, it is. So we have 3 more sells. I correspond these. And from what I've seen, they are higher than the buy price, which is good. That's a good thing, right? And we want to see that. Because see here, over a 24-hour period, we're not getting too busy here. Okay, this is where I tracked it last, up until 1947 last night. So all of these positions, as I described, should be profitable. Now, when I get into these new positions here, this is a cause of concern. Now, always remember, always remember, what is the market happening? Well, look at it. You got, these are the top 20 coins currently, the last minute, 2 minutes. Okay. We only have out of 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are profitable out of 20. All the rest are negative, which means there's a lot of negative downward pressure for the last probably all day. So you got to remember, the trading opportunities are just not there. But we have 2 positions taken. Again, meeting the condition of the averages here on the ATR. The averages were positive for both the ROCP and the momentum. So if it's for 6 minutes, chances are it should be just enough to make a little bit of money. So let's check it out. A couple things we can take away from these type of logging. If it's not profitable consistently and you start to lose money, you can look at things like the ATR. You can start looking at in detail, very granular, on the latest momentum, ROCP, and over time you can maybe see what works, what doesn't, in terms of when to get out so it's profitable, or when not to take a position on the entry. So here, let's look at the buy and sell. So it's Neo Ethereum. One other thing you need to also factor in, very important, is the length of time that position's been held. So right here, Neo, 1403 today. Okay, bought at this price, 0589. Okay, and what we need to know is we profitable. Well, when you look at it, 0589, we are profitable because the sell is higher than the buy. Beauty. Okay, so we had one little opportunity, one position in Neo against Ethereum where there was a little snippet of time where we could have made a tiny bit of profit. Second here, we had a second one, 1554. So again, let me remind you, this is 1403, closes the position at 1550. 1550, which means that held on, from what I see, roughly just under 2 hours. So It held on that position for just under 2 hours, and it eked out a little profit. Hooray! Finally. Now we got another one that came along at 15.54. Here's the price: 59.701. 1 minute later, it dumps the trade, sold it at 59.701. So here it may have broken even, but does not include. Won't include the. Well, no, it would. Well, no, it won't include the commission because it's being bought or sold at what it bought it for. And then it has to take out the commission. So this would be a loser. Okay, so here we have how many positions? I think we got 7 small positions. All of them were profitable except one, which probably will lose money. And again, this is all theoretical. It's not live. This is why back testing and even testing like this is very questionable, because even though if you go into the live market with something theoretical, how does it perform in the live market wherever you go, broker or exchange? In my case, I thought I had one at 60, 70% win ratio, put it in the market, and now it's only winning 20, 30% of the time. Why? And as I said, it could be slippage, or it could be Binance is cheating on me, or there's a bug. But again, I don't know about that. But here we got 7 positions, or let's say 7. One is probably going to be a loser. That's a pretty good ratio. So then we go, okay, we have to be patient here, not do all these crazy changes, because let's keep it running and not make any changes. See how it performs tomorrow. Because when you factor this in, that we have had pretty well a majority of the day negative. Let's see if there's a new batch come in. See here, nothing's changed. Yeah, so nothing's really changed a whole lot. And that's pretty good considering 7, only one may be a loser. Again, theoretical. So that's pretty good. So we got to let this sucker run for a couple of days as is. Don't make those changes and see where it goes. Because to get it to this state, to say I have a good bot that's performing well, to get it to this point is very, very difficult in itself. We have it. So now let's say, okay, let it run, see how it does, and not make any changes. Very, very, very important, because when you start monkeying around with the code, you will now go back to the point where you're now going to start testing it and it's no longer winning like you want. Here, it's winning tiny amounts, but it's winning. To get to this point is very difficult. Unless you're going to scrap this total idea and do some totally new type of trading algorithm or strategy. So always keep that in mind when to leave it, let it run for a little while, and see what happens. The other thing is, once you're confident with it and you hope that it's winning, put it in the markets, like I've said before, with a small amount, minimal amount of trading, which I do here, and see if it wins or loses. That is key. All right, so we'll wrap it up there, and we shall talk to you later. Again, let me remind you, as I know I just got somebody subscribed. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my newsletter. If you want, please, 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 this is really important. If you're into this, nobody else talks about it like I do and goes into the depth like I do. quantlabs.net/algo if you want to learn more about this. And again, really, really important. We've got 3 years, okay? 3 years subscription term. Who gives you that? For everything I got in the Elite, $330 a year times 3, you're good to go. You get access to all my weekly webinars. You get access to my chat server, all that. And all this stuff does not get posted. I've not gone through this like I did in the other video. Come under here under the category. If you choose, let's say, Elite Member, here's the latest postings that I put out in the last few weeks in detail on what I'm doing. This one's a private webinar, pulling it all together, that led me to the next conquering asset class, which is really the futures market, but for the little people like us with E-mini micro. And the big platform to do it in is is uh, is good old motive wave. Let me show you this thing, what it looks like. I'm really excited to have this, and I got to tell you, the crew over at Motive Wave have done an awesome job with this latest version. And because you're going to move potentially into the futures market with access to the forex and stock indices, U.S. Let me just play this little video here. This guy right here. Ah, okay, let me play this. So this is on 2 monitors on Windows. So you'll hear me talk. Meet the world's greatest platform, folks. This is Motive Wave. Been talking about it for almost a year now. Finally going full tilt on it. One little thing is you cannot run multiple instances of it with one license, but it's still worth it. Works great on multiple monitors, but if you're going to go serious, you probably need a production license as well as a development license. Just the way it is. All right, later. Meet the world. Okay, so if you go into the channel on the YouTube Quant Labs, go over here under the playlist. You'll see I've got numerous videos now that I'm posting on about Motive Wave. So what's happening is all my latest discoveries usually would be posted here. And I said, why am I doing that? I'm giving away a lot of good content. So go into playlist.
Hi everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today we're going to talk about quant analytics, doing deep Forex, CFD, and cryptocurrency research. This service does.
So you got videos there on Motive Wave on the YouTube channel. But now, as I move into Motive Wave, all the secretive stuff that I posted, including now, and I'll be putting this up probably tonight actually, the little projects I've been working on to include Java jar files, because Motive Wave is in Java, examples how to connect that into your Redis, and that connects you back into Python or anything else you want, really. So I'll put that example up and some other little things for debugging and whatnot. So I'll put those projects up maybe tonight in the Elite. And again, it's that sort of stuff that I do that enables people to learn about Motive Wave. And believe me, when I say Motive Wave is probably the best platform out there, it just blows the doors off of anything I've seen, with the exception of one. One platform is the best. If you have $15,000, not for the year, $15,000 for the month, go with Deltix. Okay, that's an institutional level platform. I don't have 15 grand a month. Probably you don't either, but that is something I would consider as well if you want to get serious. But you got to be on the exchanges like the CME and whatnot and have a lot of capital. We're talking 6 digits, but that piece of software is so awesome. Anyways, if you want to learn about Deltix, just once again go over to the channel and look for the term Deltix.
Hi everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today we're going to talk,
but it's again really designed for banks. I know a Canadian bank that has used, I don't know if they still do. A lot of the big hedge funds use it. So let me just get those videos here. And all you gotta do is just type in DELTIX, and there's some demos right from the founder, from the CEO himself, showing you why this platform is awesome. It's right here, and for those on the podcast, yeah, just type in Deltix. Use best HFT software. Deltix is a source of inspiration. Overall Deltix presentation for quant trading and potential HFT. That, I believe, is the one from the CEO. So we've done a lot of stuff, and if you want to continue learning all this stuff for $330 a year for the next 3 years, now's your chance. As of the next few days, that will be cut down to years, now it'll be $450 a year. And you get all the courses and stuff. So you can't go wrong with what we're doing, and we already got a nice bot happening. We'll just check on it right now, see if there's been any activity. But it's tough to get to this point, but we are at that point, and once I'm happy with it, I'll gladly put it up on my account to test and have you follow it using coin tracking info that's linked into my account. So let's generate some interesting stuff here. Oh, there is activity. Okay, so today's 15th. No, nothing's been sold. 59. Yep. By 59,701. So this one broke even. So nothing's been updated. No problem. Okay, so I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching, and I think that's the last video for today, I guess. That's the thing though, I'm pretty active. We shall talk to you later. Have a good day.